You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 121.2, our girls basketball scoreboard, scores and highlights from Monday, and previews of Tuesday's games in Blackford, Delaware, Grant, Howard, Madison, Tipton, and northern Hamilton counties.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report. We are proud of you for making good choices in your life. Today is December 17, 2024. It is a Tuesday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I am your host, Greg Mengelt, coming to you from Madison Grant High School. Producer Susie is in the control room back in Jeffersonville, Indiana at headquarters. Welcome to our girls basketball scoreboard. We will have Monday scores and highlights and Tuesday's previews coming up. Also, Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin will be along any minute to talk about Monday's thriller at Pendleton between the Arabians and Fishers. Just going to let you know right up front that Jacqueline Hosier of Alexandria is once again the Central Indiana Sports Report player of the night. She had another triple-double on Monday in the Tigers' 90-13 win over Westell. Hosier finished with 28 points. She's now averaging 27.5 for the year, along with 11 assists and 10 rebounds, according to the Herald-Bulletin's Kyle Smedley. Jacqueline also leads the state in steals per game. Alexandria senior Lily Harp added 12 points, and seniors Kylan McFall and Olivia Jones had 10 points apiece. The Class 2A number 2 Tigers are now 12-0 and host defending CIC champion Eastbrook in the Tigers' third conference game Friday as part of a girls-boys doubleheader. Westell was led by 5 points from sophomore Caroline Coward. Westell is now 0-11 and looks for its first win of the season Wednesday at 3-6 Union. Fishers beat Pendleton Heights at the buzzer Tuesday. The Herald-Bulletin's Rob Hunt covered the game and has a report. Best game you've seen so far, Rob?
Pretty darn. I mean, I don't have anything I can put ahead of it right now. It was phenomenal. Yeah. Just a back and forth. Two pretty good teams. One took control, then the other took control, and it's just back and forth. It was a phenomenal night.
Yeah, it really seemed like it was two dead even teams.
Yeah, and if Pendleton shoots better in the first half, maybe it's a different outcome. They shot 23% in the first half. Both Warfel and Hupfer, neither one of them could get their shot to fall early on. But having said that, Pendleton was in the game. I mean, they were only down 4 at halftime. They had actually fallen behind by 9, so it almost felt like that this game could start to slip away. But they battled back, got it close at halftime. Actually, took the lead in the third quarter, but largely thanks to the younger Warfel, Aubrey, had a huge third quarter.
Wow.
She scored 9 straight points for Pendleton at one time, finished with 12. So kind of expected to go and see the crowning of, and I told the girl's mother, Tiffany, this today. I kind of was going to the game expecting to crown Casey the school's all-time leading scorer, and instead it was more of a coming out party for Aubrey. She had a great game, and Pendleton took the lead toward the end of the third. But then, again, Fishers comes back, scores the first 6 points in the fourth quarter, and suddenly they're up 5, and it starts to feel like it's slipping away. Pendleton comes back, takes the lead there, and that was largely this is when Hupfer and Casey kind of got their act together in terms of scoring. Hit some big shots, just big shots made.
Yeah, Ada made a game winner, right, if it had stood.
Right. Olivia Jones hit a big 3 that gave him a lead. That kid, when she gets a chance to shoot it, she's pretty accurate. Yeah, Ada hits the shot there with 11 seconds to go, and it was just her second field goal. They really targeted her defensively, and Fishers has the length to do that. She hit a really kind of a tough, like an elbow free throw line distance type jumper that rattled around and fell with 11 seconds. That put Pendleton Heights up by 1. and then just really a tough break. I'm not sure. It was either Emma Roberts or maybe Trout that kind of deflected the last second shot by Fishers,
Yeah,
caused it to be an air ball. Well, those, and I talked to Ada about this after the game. Those are hard to judge as far as rebound,
that's right.
and
Yeah, I
it
saw the
misses
replay.
everybody.
It was just kind of bad luck.
It was. It hits the ground, and then there's a little bit of a scramble, and the Fishers kid puts it in. Triplet is her name. I actually had the wrong name on the tweet last night, but looked at the video again today, and it was Triplet who put it in back in at the horn. And but I think Pendleton Heights comes out of it feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
did.
if you look at it, by the way, is the schedule maker at Pendleton, the basketball schedule maker at Pendleton a sadist or what? Both
Man,
the
I'll tell you what,
boys and the girls.
yeah, there's just no easy games. They don't play that way. I mean, their conference is tough to begin with, and then
Right.
they schedule basically all the Hamilton County schools, and they're going to play North Central this Saturday, which I haven't really looked at them, but that's typically a pretty tough game. If not, whether they're a talented team or not, they're going to be physical. They're that kind of team, which that's what a lot of these games have been. Even that Delta win, which was kind of one sided, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was physical. I mean, they got pushed around, and Casey hit the deck last night and missed about a minute while she was getting checked out. I know Mamie Trout had to leave a couple times, took an elbow, and they were kind of dealing with some of that. Of course, Coach Rogers is still dealing with the after effects of a car accident. So,
Oh no.
he gave them a day off today, which I thought was good. They're not going to do any basketball. It's finals week. He pointed out they're not going to do any basketball stuff today. They'll get back at it tomorrow and start getting ready for North Central Saturday.
All right, real fast, Rob. You're at Anderson tonight for Mount Vernon Anderson. Two really good teams, two really good players. I bet you're looking forward to that one.
Always looking forward to that. It could be a big night for Damian King. This is also the last couple years, not so much last year, but a couple years before that. Mount Vernon was kind of the boogeyman in that
Yeah.
sectional for Anderson.
Yeah.
A couple of really some tough losses in that postseason. We'll see what happens tonight. Anderson's got him at home. Two really good programs, well-coached teams. A couple Division I type players. Ertle's going to go to Purdue, and we'll see where Damian King lands. But pretty talented Anderson team. This will be another good measuring stick for them.
Yeah, and Damian King has to be getting some bigger looks now, right?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of like MAC level looks. I know Ball State, IU, Indianapolis is one that's looking at him. So he's kind of that tweener. He's like 6'5", but guard skills. He's really developed into a really nice perimeter game. He handles the ball well. He's a good rebounder, athletic, jumps out of the gym. He's got the whole package.
Someone's going to get themselves a good one. Thanks so much for your time, Rob. I really appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. Next time we'll talk about something else.
Yes, we will. It's always fun. The Arabians are 6-6 heading into Saturday afternoon showdown with 1-8 North Central in Pendleton. Fishers is now 9-4 and goes to Hamilton Southeastern for the Mudsop game Friday against second-ranked Hamilton Southeastern. Clinton Prairie handed Taylor its fifth straight loss and dropped the Titans to 0-3 in the Hoosier Heartland Conference with a 51-23 win on Monday. Senior Ava Shockley had 14 points. She was 5 for 8 from the field to lead a balanced attack for the Gophers. Senior Abby Swan had 5 points and 11 rebounds and 3 assists. Sophomore Taylor Morgan and freshman Avery Lennon scored 8 points apiece. Morgan had 3 steals for the Gophers, who are now 5-6 overall and 3-2 in the HHC. They've won 2 of their last 3. Taylor hosts Delphi on Friday night in another conference game. The Oracles are 4-6 and coming off a 54-53 loss to West Central on Saturday. Warren Central had 4 players in double figures and beat Anderson 65-36 on Monday to drop the Indians to 0-11, their worst start in at least 25 years. Definitely longer than that, maybe ever. I'm sure someone has that information. Warren Central is now 9-5 and has won 3 of 4. The Panthers had 4 players in double figures, led by junior Danelle Williams with 21 points. She was 7 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from behind the three-point arc, and made all 5 of her free throw attempts. Anderson hosts Muncie Central in a North Central Conference game Saturday. A good shot for the Indians to get their first win of the year. Anderson has beaten Muncie Central 4 straight and beat the Bearcats by 48 points last year. Now to Tuesday's games. All of the games are JV, 6 o'clock tip-off, followed by the varsity. Frankton starts a tough stretch Tuesday at 9-1 Wapahani. The Eagles are coming off a 51-21 CIC win over Eastbrook and are now 5-6. Frankton beat the Raiders 56-48 last year and has won 20 of the last 22 games against Wapahani. Frankton has beaten the Raiders 7 times in a row. Jeff Sagarin's computer ranking says the Central Indiana Sports Report game of the night will be won by Wapahani. They're favored by 25. Eastern has a great shot at getting its first win. The 0-10 Comets host 2-8 Madison Grant in Greentown and are favored by 7 points according to the Sagarin ratings. 3-6 Eastbrook goes to 7-4 Delta. Eastbrook has the all-time edge in the series, including a 62-30 win last year at Eastbrook, but Delta has the edge this year. Sagarin says Delta by 34. The rivalry between Jay County and Blackford County resumes Tuesday when the 4-5 Patriots visit 1-9 Blackford. Jay County has won 7 straight in the series, including 47-32 last year when the Patriots went 22-3. Sagarin says they'll win again. Jay County by 24. Good teams and great players meet Tuesday in Charlottesville. Lapel is 7-5 and has won 3 straight. They face unbeaten Eastern Hancock on Tuesday. The Royals are 10-0 after a 62-49 win over Cathedral on Saturday, are ranked 5th in Class 2A, and are led by sophomore Kinsey Koch, who's averaging 27 points per game. Should be a great one. Sagarin says the Royals are favored by 14. Tri-Central has won 3 of its last 5 and should make it 4 of 6 when the 5-5 Trojans host 0-9 Frankfort. Tri-Central is favored by 25. After an 0-9 start, Hamilton Heights has won 2 in a row. The Huskies will put that streak on the line Tuesday at home against 7-3 Kokomo. The Wildcats are favored by 19. Marion hopes to break a 3-game losing streak and win its 5th game of the season Tuesday at New Haven. The Bulldogs are 1-10. Marion is 4-6 and favored by 8. After winning just 2 games last year, Muncie Central is already up to 5 and should get its 6th Tuesday when the Bearcats host 7-3 Clinton Central. Should be another good one. Sagarin says the Bearcats by 9. Sheridan puts its 5-game winning streak on the line Tuesday at home against 6-4 Tri-West. The Blackhawks are an 11-point favorite according to Sagarin. And maybe the most competitive game of the night will be played at Northwestern. Sagarin says 3-8 Peru at 3-6 Northwestern is a toss-up. Peru has lost 3 straight. Northwestern has lost 4 of 5. Both could use a win. Sagarin says Peru by 3 on the road. Thank you so much to Rob Hunt for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report again and telling us about Monday night's game between Fishers and Pendleton. Always appreciate his time. Love getting his reports. And thanks to you for listening. Please go right now, like, subscribe, or follow us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, or YouTube so you don't miss a single segment. By the way, you can just search Central Indiana Sports Report on YouTube and you'll find all of our segments. Also, do us a favor and please tell a friend about the Central Indiana Sports Report. We'd appreciate it. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.